Hey, everybody. Welcome to Ignited Live. I'm Charity.
And I'm Kathy.
We're so glad you could join with us. We are streaming across, not across, Santa Claus. We are streaming across different platforms. Okay, we have YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Hopefully all coming together.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, you did it one time, so
I did.
yeah.
So we'll find out.
We'll find out if it works.
Yes.
Anyways, but it's always, I don't know. I'm so impressed with what you do and getting us.
Except sometimes it's not.
Sometimes maybe not, but
not really.
I mean, you do well. I mean, I don't even want to touch, the laptop here because she was saying I could actually scroll and
see
watch some of the comments.
Right.
And I was like, you don't want me to do that because I'd probably turn the whole thing off.
Right. Well, I did try to assure her that I could pull it back up. It would just take a little bit, but it's okay. Yeah. So far, right here on Facebook, we have Ruth from Germany. Awesome. Glad you could join with us.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Instagram is working.
You're pretty sure?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll
I'm
find
going to
out,
check it
right?
out.
Okay. Ruth, I don't know, when Charity said Ruth from Germany, I had this just, I don't know, like the softness and gentleness of the Lord come. And I felt like the Lord said he has put that in your heart towards others. And you really do carry that heart for people. And there is gentleness that it's like it tears walls down that people have where they're just not sure if they, are okay or not okay. And you make them feel like they're okay and everything's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a good word.
Yeah.
So it's definitely working on Instagram. Yay. Yes.
Oh, hey.
Yes. I feel really happy. Now let's just hope that the whole streaming event goes very smooth.
Yeah.
No internet interruptions. We have had a little bit of some internet stuff today. They're working on in our area. So hopefully everything holds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a couple of weeks back, we missed because we were on a family vacation. And we had actually thought about coming on live, but just before my grandson, Charity's nephew, got sick.
Yeah.
And I think it was a little bit of food poisoning. So that kind of changed the whole evening. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It did. But guess what's coming up soon?
Oh, my birthday?
Oh, yeah.
My birthday, yes.
You had to think about it
this week. I know you were thinking, I was thinking vacation.
Today I got up and I'm like, hey, guess what? It's almost your birthday. She's like, yeah. Okay, what made you think of that? I'm like, because it's almost your birthday.
I have to show you. I got this card in the mail today that I can't open until my birthday.
However, I might be rubbing off on her just a smidge when it comes to birthdays.
Why?
Because you opened up a gift for your birthday.
Well, I didn't know actually that it was a gift. It just came addressed to me. That was a few days ago.
Right. So you didn't think of it as that.
But the card that came today came in one of those priority envelopes, and Charity said, "Oh, you can open it." I said, "No, not until my birthday."
Not open the card, clarification.
But she said, no, it's a card inside. So she's going to open it, and I ran off. I didn't even want to see it.
She was afraid in case she saw her too early. But I was like, it's just a card. Don't worry.
But a few days ago, I did get a gift, and I didn't know that it was a birthday present. I had no idea until I opened it. And it brought tears. I cried a little bit. Have to tell you, I did. And I love The Chosen, but I'll show you. This is what I think maybe you can see it.
Up higher.
Up higher.
Yeah, there you go. Up a little more.
A little more.
There you go.
It's The Chosen. And I'm doing this kind of crooked. Look at that. I'm not so good at keeping it level. We need a level.
Well, some people would probably not even have noticed.
But it is the Poster Collection book, season 2. And so I was telling Charity that when we find our house, because we're temporarily staying right now, but when we find our house, I'm going to have a wall, I think, in probably my bedroom with all the Chosen posters up. I really, really enjoy The Chosen. And so this
Yeah.
was like a gift that really, it brought me to tears.
Well, and I think the posters, like when I
Mhm.
was a kid, we had posters and I
Yeah.
did. But it makes you think about certain things.
Yeah,
And
sure.
every scene that captures it makes you go back to a moment. So it is kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is really cool. And as I flipped through, it reminded me of different scenes from season 2 that it's powerful. And it's a form of art and communication. And I just really enjoy it. I don't understand anybody that doesn't enjoy it. I'm like, you what? When I hear people
Say it
haven't
ain't
watched
so.
it,
I know.
or one day I remember coming across all these, I don't know if it was a thread on something anyways, where there was just criticism after criticism. I thought, wow, y'all need to just relax, just relax. And I thought, wow, I love that whole, what, Dallas Jenkins.
Yeah.
I was going to say Dallas Holmes. That was years ago. He was a singer. You probably don't even know
I
him.
don't.
No. But Dallas Jenkins has done, and the work that he's put into it. The thing that I'll say is that it's opened my eyes to see things differently. So even when I read the Bible, it's like, I don't know, it brings it home to me in a way that I very much appreciate what he did. So anyways, I am a Chosen fan.
For sure.
So no critiquing, please. I enjoy it.
Well, you in general don't like people to critique others.
No.
So that's not
No.
just The Chosen, that's across the board.
No, actually, somebody put me onto the Faith to Faith that Kenneth and Gloria Copeland have out. And it's each day there is just this little, it's just a small little book where you have a devotional, right?
Mhm.
And so for today, it's interesting that you said that, because I don't like critiquing. When I hear even things that are said, I don't like it. But for today, May 28th, the title is Receive the Man of God. And then he goes on to say, I can't tell you how many born-again, Holy Ghost-filled Christians pick the pastor apart on Saturday night and expect him to pray the prayer for them Sunday morning.
Well, there's a thought.
There is a thought, right? And I remember years ago just talking about, if Saturday night we gave time to the Lord and just meditation, reading the scriptures and prayer, and then come in on Sunday morning, it may change, the atmosphere and the experience that we have. And so anyways, this is, if you ever want to pick that book up, it's really good, From Faith to Faith. But he talks about, most of us ever dream of criticizing the ministry of Jesus. And sometimes that's really what we're doing. And so you have to be very careful. And Jesus said, if you receive them, you receive me. And then they give a scripture to read in Numbers 12, which I won't go there. I won't read it to you, but I think it is important that we are careful. Remember the song, oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. Yeah. Oh, be careful, little ears, what you hear. Oh, be careful, little mouth, what you speak. And it really is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's interesting. Most of us wouldn't critique Jesus, right? That's an interesting thought, because that's probably true. Most of us wouldn't, although we might criticize one another. Yeah. However, I would say in the time of Jesus, he definitely had criticism from inside the four walls of the church, if you will, to outside. So yes, people did criticize even him, and he was perfect. So
yeah, I think you have to be careful, that, you think you're standing and you're right, and then you can fall, right?
Yeah.
But I think you're right, Chair. And it's the same way, when I think about the Apostle Paul, and we highly regard him today, but I do wonder Was he highly regarded in his day by believers? No. And you think about Jesus, he was, well, he ended up being crucified, right?
Mm.
And so you think it's, we may think, well, if I were alive in that day, I would never, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But may we all keep
It's good to have critical thinking.
humble
It's
heart.
just not good to be critical of people or situations, and understanding the difference. You want to be able to process, think through things, ask questions, make sure, is that biblical? Does that what the word says? Those things are always valid. But there's a huge side of our cultures across the globe that sometimes can quickly grab onto just negative talk, not necessarily critical thinking, just
negative talk.
Yeah.
And there is a difference, isn't there?
There is, and it's very healthy to have critical thinking. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I know you're not saying don't just always honor, never say, anything if something, that's not it. It's just this across the board generalized concept that people can have, like in this passage in the book where it says, or the chapter, I should say, some people will criticize their pastor Saturday night, but then Sunday morning they expect him to serve them.
Yeah.
Well, what is that getting down to? Attitude of the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just have to check our hearts.
Yeah. And it's really, reminds me of The Chosen that we just talked about a few minutes ago. And I mean, I don't believe that everything that's in The Chosen is Bible.
Well,
right?
But that's not what he claims that it is.
No,
the creator doesn't. Dallas Jenkins is the creator, and he's not saying he's following. That's what makes it unique from.
Yeah. He's done a.
He has.
So anyways, because my birthday,
it is.
Have the Chosen posters, and I've got a card waiting for me.
You do?
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. I wasn't expecting anything.
Okay, well, hey, it's nice.
That's good, right? Well, anyways, did we digress at all?
No.
It was okay. Good. All right. I was thinking too, Romans 12. I have this one passage memorized. And it says, let love be without hypocrisy. And it reminded me of that. And, I can remember, conversations around the idea of having roast pastor after church and thinking, let love be without hypocrisy. And Lord really wants us to grow in love for one another. Anyways, well, as we minister here on Ignited Live on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah.
We did it, guys. We did it.
We are praying for and ministering to those of you who are joining us by those platforms. And we're believing the Lord to minister his heart to you tonight, and that you would be a blessing and receive blessing. God bless you.
And if you're live right now, make sure you share, like, and even make sure you share it with friends who might also want to be here today and didn't remember that it was tonight at 7 p.m. Or maybe it's their first time and you think they might benefit from being here. That'd be awesome if you all share it. Put your name and where you're from, but also ignitedministries.org. You can give if you'd like to do that. You can also sign up to be on email list. And we have Podcast Wednesday, which is KNC Podcast on Spotify. And I want to say I had a banner for that, but I'll see if I can pull that up. I think I do.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think.
Yes, KNC Podcast on Spotify.
Oh, you're good, Cher.
Yes, and if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, yes,
okay,
you can do that too. That would be awesome. Okay, that was a little too quick. I'm still learning. Okay, so you can subscribe to our YouTube channel by seeing that little banner down there, Ignited Ministries International.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yes, and if you would like to give, here's some ways to give. Okay. Look at that.
Oh, wow. You've got it all going.
I know.
How did you do it?
I feel a little proud of myself.
I'm
I
proud
probably
of
shouldn't
you.
be, but I am. 'Cause finally, we're on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube all at the same time. I figured it out.
Oh, you're doing it. All
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Yep.
And where are the comments? And if you're there, they don't show up?
Yeah, so I'm going to show you.
Okay.
There you are.
Oh, wow. Okay. There are comments.
Yes.
And so to find folks to pray for, then you have to use this. That's a little scary chair.
It's not, but you also have all these.
Okay.
And also I can go up to the top, and then if you want.
Okay, yeah, go up and let's just see how you did all that. Wow, you did good.
Okay.
So we started with Emic, joined us from Germany. That's right. Yeah. Pam Coley, aloha.
Yes.
Awesome, Pam. Glad to have you join us tonight. You know, I was actually thinking about you a couple of days ago, Pam, and a thought came of I remember telling a story years ago, and I don't even know where I from. I'm sure I picked it up from somebody. There's not a whole lot that I think we sometimes can give ourselves credit for things, but we've probably read it or heard it somewhere. But the idea of somebody taking a plant and transplanting it and taking it out of the pot, digging a hole and putting it into the ground somewhere. And if they, were to every, month or so, just dig it up and move it around, you'd never see it's like the fullness of what that plant was capable of producing. And I felt, and when I thought of you a couple of days ago, that story came to mind. And I thought, you have done well to remain planted. And there's actually, and you've seen people uprooted and going around, but there's actually a scripture in the Psalms that those who are planted in the house of their God. And I really believe that God is saying he's seen your commitment and your dedication. And there is that reward of the Lord upon your life.
All right. And Pam actually said it's a little blurry, not very clear, which is probably our internet connection today. Working on it. So yeah, that's probably a big factor.
Well, maybe that's good. It's hiding something from us.
It's blurring flaws.
All the flaws are gone.
Isn't there a filter thing, the blur one? Yeah. All right. Cosima from New Zealand, of course, is on YouTube. Cosima, I had a sense of the Lord wanting to reassure you that he has put within you wisdom to be able to navigate through some of those challenges that you've been walking in, and know that there's nothing that he can't do, and he's faithful to his word. And so don't become anxious in the process, but learning to trust him with all of your heart.
Now, how did you use on YouTube?
Right here. Facebook, YouTube.
I don't see him. Oh, the little icon?
So if you see that red one.
Oh, the red one is YouTube?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just saw Bonnie Booker is on. She said, hello, Pastor Kathy and Charity. Bonnie Booker from Baltimore. Bonnie, it's great to see your name come in. I sure do love you and miss you, and hope that our paths cross sometime soon.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
So some people may not be popping in because I'm not seeing Instagram pop into the comments yet for some reason. But it might just be delayed.
Okay.
So you'll use this and this if you'd like.
Okay. And what is this that I'm on right here?
Instagram.
Oh, that's Instagram. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So anyways, Bonnie Booker, I'm going to come back to you. Are you laughing at me or with me?
No. With you.
With me.
It's almost your birthday. With you.
It's almost my birthday. Don't forget.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you got to treat me good.
Don't worry.
Anyways, Bonnie, I just saw all these plans laid in front of you, and we can have the best of plans, and I know it's to plan. That's how the Lord just giving you peace and directing you right where he wants you to go. And so the peace of God will guide you into that place that the Lord has for you.
All right, Kathy McCluskey on Facebook from Kentucky. Kathy, I had a sense for you. I was reminded of Psalm 139, and I love that passage of scripture because it talks about he knows when we sit, when we rise, he knows our thoughts. And so there's really nothing that he's unaware of. And there's times that we can feel like in the mundane things when we're sitting, we're doing, life, that he might not see all those little things, but he's paying attention and he knows you, and that he has captured your heart. And there is something about a settling down within your heart and knowing that he's with you and his comfort is with you.
Okay, Kathy McCluskey from Kentucky.
Oh, that's who I just had.
You just ministered to Kathy?
I did.
Oh, my word.
Yeah. Double for you.
Okay, so really?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what happens when you get doing this. You just don't really hear each other.
That's all right.
All right. I'm going to just tag on then, Kathy. I saw Gifts of Healings. There's a great on you, hands on people, and to see healings and miracles.
All right. So midweek musings on YouTube is actually Hazel.
Are you for real?
Yes.
How do you know?
Because we're here.
See, I can't see
Hazel.
Him. Oh, Hazel Hair.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Hazel.
Hey, Hazel.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I and several friends are Chosen fans too.
Yes.
Yes. Yep. I still love. I've had to just let go of a couple sweatshirts I wore too much.
No, you wore them.
Yeah.
Until they couldn't be worn anymore.
Yeah.
Not too much.
Yeah, not too much.
All right. So Anya Vasquez, I think from Sweden. Anya, I saw you being very strong and determined. You're not going to quit or give up. And the Lord is that place of refuge for you. And as you lean on him, it talks about trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And so I see you leaning into him, finding that place of assurance and rest and knowing that he is faithful to his word. There's not one promise that he's forgotten.
When I look at my screen for comments on Instagram, it's all blurry.
Yeah, it could be like it's coming in and out, and that's possibly because of our internet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Andrew, Stu Drew 8. Andrew is on. Okay. Andrew, I don't know a whole lot about grilling, and I want to learn though. I mean, I think that it would be good to have our steaks out on a grill, right?
Mm-hmm.
It would be good. But one of the things I do know about grilling, that the meat seems to taste so much better when it's on the grill versus in a frying pan or air fryer or whatever. And I felt like, you have to leave it on for a certain amount of time. The meat has to get to a certain temperature. It's like someone having to understand how to cook it on the grill. And I feel like there's something very like someone who has, who is like an expert in one area. And when I saw the grill, the meat, I felt like the Lord said he's put so much in you and he's going to help you to figure it out. Like, how long are you going to have to go through, something or something to fulfillment of what God has promised you. And we know that we walk by faith and not by sight. And so God is at work. And sometimes this is really good, Andrew, because sometimes I can start to come under certain situations. If something's going wrong in someone's life that I love, I begin to come under that thing and I start feeling a heaviness with it. And my son actually has walked with me for a while, talking me through things. And one of the things he said is turn it around and begin to thank God for what he's doing in their life. And I started doing that, and what a world of difference, rather than feeling like there's nothing I can do, I can't change, I can't help, to Lord, thank you for what you are doing. And I felt that just as I saw your name, the whole grilling, the process of God knowing the timing of things, but also realizing you can't fix everything.
That's good. I had on here a question of where I just lost it, but someone asked where we're streaming on Facebook. They weren't able to locate it. It's actually under Kathy Campbell, Kathy with a K. And that's because our Instagram works, but our Facebook of Ignited Ministries is not working yet. So that is why. All right. So Carlos from Madrid, Spain. Carlos, I saw new adventures and the Lord wanting to know he's redeeming the time. And there's something that you felt like you lost time and you're trying to catch up and you're trying to understand how he is navigating you through what feels like even troubled waters at times in the storms of life. But he has been your anchor. He has been even that strength through the storm. And you knew that finding that place of peace that passes all understanding, that's what will guard your heart and your mind and keep you focused on the task at hand.
Okay, so Henry from Hong Kong. Henry, I just saw you jump up with joy. And so God has some good surprises ahead. Expect what we would say is the unexpected. Of course, how do you expect what you don't expect? It's allowing the Lord to bring a hope within you. And that's what you're being injected with tonight, is the hope of God.
All right, Susan Green from Florida. Susan, just had a sense for you that you've been praying and seeking the Lord and trusting that he's going to provide the answer that's needed, the clarity of purpose, the clarity of direction, and the Lord is faithful to his word. I also see you being one that many people can lean on and understand that you have a very compassionate heart. And so even when they're going through some challenges, they know that if they even speak with you, that you are quick to pray and to seek the Lord on their behalf and asking the Lord to even give them that understanding, even to, in the scripture, it says, in everything, give thanks. And I see that heart of gratitude flowing through you.
Okay, Maria Mickle. I just heard the Lord say, never give up, but keep knocking on heaven's door for what you're asking for, what you're seeking. And remember, the salvation is for the whole household.
All right. So Sharon Cook said on YouTube, it's a much better picture than Instagram. So there might be something that I'm still going to have to work out with Instagram.
What did she say?
It's just clearer on YouTube for her than it was Instagram. So she switched on over.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, cool.
Good to know. Thanks for the comments, guys. That does help because hopefully I can resolve all that.
Oh, Anakin Solgren said, me and my lovely husband, Marvin, have our 25th wedding day anniversary on the 29th of May in Norway. Awesome, Anakin. Good for you. 29 years. That's a good amount of years together.
It is.
Yeah.
All right, Stephen Bliss. Stephen, I saw you standing and it was like a wind came and there is something about a refreshing that the Lord has for you. But, there's times where people have a saying like it's like a breath of fresh air. And sometimes others will talk about in the springtime, they'll open the windows and there's nothing like that spring breeze. And that's what I see. The Lord is doing something in you where it's like you can catch your breath. You feel like you're coming alive again. There's a newness that the Lord is working within you.
George Saavedra is on here.
Oh, hey.
I think we know him.
We do.
Yeah, just a little. George, I just saw doors opening for you, and God has some new avenues of blessing and provision coming your way.
And Shauna from Baltimore. Shauna, I just had a sense that there's fresh creativity and there's something that it's almost felt like it's been in a cocoon, but there's an opening up that the Lord is doing for you.
Okay. All right. Heather Rinaldi in the Atlas. Okay, Heather, it's been a while since we've seen you, but I just felt like, and I know I talked with somebody about timing just a little bit ago, and I saw one of those egg timers, and it's, you can hear it clicking. And it's like, if a woman is in labor and she's having that contraction and it's lasting longer than, a few seconds, that minute that it's those 60 seconds or 45 seconds, whatever they are, it can seem like an eternity. And I saw you just waiting. You know the promise of God, and you know that God is saying, now's the time. And yet that buzzard hasn't gone off just yet. And I felt like the Lord said, just hang on. You're nearing that time of making the move.
Awesome. Well, we want to thank you all so much for joining us here across these platforms, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Apparently, we got on Instagram, but it wasn't as clear as we had hoped.
No,
but
we did try. Blurry.
Yeah,
it is.
So we'll have to figure that part out. But thank you all for your comments, letting me know. That really helps out a lot. And also, after all of these lives, and some of the comments don't stay around, so make sure you comment, like, and let us know if the Lord spoke to you. Awesome to hear testimony. And also, tomorrow is Guest Wednesday. It on Spotify, KNC Podcast.
God bless you.
We love y'all.